there's really no science to how they even charge for their done for you services as it is, and or their projects, outside of charging for time. I wanted to kind of talk through like the only things that you as an agency owner can price and sell. And then when you look at the how you're going to deliver it, the how you're going to deliver it and the what you're actually positioning and packaging to your client is going to be in one of these three areas, or a combination of, which should help you figure out how you can price things. And then I'm going to give you some examples of just general ballpark margins. If you go buy any sort of high ticket coaching consulting program, what you can expect either in investing in those things, and or if you were to package up your expertise in one of these ways, what you might be able to charge for it. So I'm just going to kind of throw out some data at you and some things, information that I think can help you start to wrap your head around what ballparks you should be in and how you might want to consider pricing your stuff. Does that sound good? Let me know if that sounds good. And then if you join us in the replay, hit me with the hashtag replay. So let me go to my iPad here. All right, so now you can all see my iPad. So 3 things that you can price and sell. There are really only 3, my friend. There are really only 3. And if you're just joining us, there should be a link above this video that you can click on that will allow me to see your name inside of the live stream, because I'm not in Facebook right now. I'm streaming in Facebook, but I'm not in Facebook. So Vanessa, I was in there when I saw that you posted hashtag freestyle that I just put on the screen, but otherwise I will not know who you are unless you click on that link. But nonetheless, there are really only 3 things that you can price and sell, and your services right now will fall within one of these things. So number 1 is inputs, commonly known as time and materials. Many of you agency owners, freelancers, probably base, if you don't sell hours or days or sprints right now, you probably, when estimating your projects, will say, hey, this is what my time is worth. I charge X dollars an hour, or this consultant or freelancer that I work with commonly costs me X dollars an hour, so I'm going to upmark that by a little bit. And so we estimate that this is going to take X hours, so I'm going to quote this project at X hours, right? Including materials, maybe there's certain hard assets or things that you might be weaving into whatever you fulfill on that you might have to account for. So the first thing is inputs, which quite simply is time and materials. Now, if you currently sell inputs, your hours, your days, or you ballpark your project costs or your proposals based on the number of hours and materials, then I want you to write the word inputs. Okay? The second thing that you are able to price and sell is deliverables. Now, some of you might have realized that, hey, like there are certain costs for and value to certain deliverables, like a website or a strategy or a certain system that you install in someone's business, and you have created likely a fixed price to deliver said things. Hey, for social media management, we are going to charge X dollars a month, okay? And what they get is a deliverable of X number of posts. This is where you'll start to kind of see elements of more productized, I'm drawing writing productized right here, productized services showing up in here, where it's like, hey, you're getting X of these things. Now, commonly we'll see people sell blocks of time thinking that that's a deliverable, but that's still really an input. When I think of deliverables, I think of they're receiving specific things. They're getting, X number of blog posts written, X number of emails, X number of pieces of creative, or this website, or this many campaigns. There is a specific thing that is being handed over as a part of the deliverable that they are buying, right? And that you're selling. You're saying, hey, you're buying this thing and I'm going to deliver it to you. And it's priced basically and sold basically on you selling them on a deliverable and then buying the deliverable. It's not, hey, how many hours does it take you to get to that deliverable? Maybe you backed into that somehow, shape, or form, but the way you've positioned your stuff is around the deliverable. And the third is outcomes and or results. Outcomes or results. This is where you start to get into the value-based pricing, where we're looking at, hey, if I do this thing for you, it's worth X because it's going to help you create this outcome or this result. In the business world, agencies, things like that, if your service, you will commonly see, at least I see, the thing that you're selling is somewhere around 10 to 20% of the value that you will create for that. You'll see that really, really common. So if you can help, if the thing that you deliver is going to help them generate $100,000, you can definitely charge $10,000 to $20,000. Because you probably ask yourself, if you were to spend 10 or 20 and make 100, you would probably find ways to do that over and over and over again. Now, with the value-based, right, that 10 to 20% of result or outcome, if that's a starting point, right? So this would be the starting point. If this is the starting point, 10 to 20% of the result or outcome, this number, this 10 to 20% can actually go up with your confidence. / you can say guarantee. If you can guarantee that if you can guarantee someone the result or the outcome and you have the confidence that you can deliver exactly on the promise, you can charge more, period. But that obviously comes with more risk. What if you don't? There are some people that are really confident in their results. And if you're super confident and you can sell the prospect on that confidence, then the percentage that you can justify is going to be higher. So I often see that 10 to 20% is very common in the realm of, hey, it's very much worth this. You would do this over and over again, but there's also some risk that you might not get exactly that result. And so for that, I'm only charging 10 to 20% of what I'm going to create for you. But if I was 100% certain that I could generate you $1 million, like, would you pay me $500,000? Like 100%, you will make $1 million if you give me $500,000. Like, the conversation starts to change. So value-based pricing is a lot different, and the percentage that you can command, or the amount or the value that you can command, is going to heavily be based on the confidence and guarantee in which you can produce the results that you promised. So, quick recap, there's really only 3 things we can sell. We have the inputs, we have the deliverables, and then we have the outcomes and the results. So right now, you probably are doing one of those things. What I find is that if this is, your price that you charge, right? And this is your experience, I'll even kind of say that this probably plays out well, and I've never drawn this graph, or your ability to specialize. You can charge more if you kind of hit these as milestones. Like, you can't charge as much for inputs and materials. Then you probably have your deliverables. You can probably charge more for that. And then up here and beyond and up is outcome and results. Value-based pricing. So as you have more experience and as you have more of a specialty in solving a specific problem, the likelihood is you're going to be able to increase your rates. And when you specialize, it's usually the specialization is the catalyst in allowing you to go from inputs into specific deliverables. You deliver those things enough times to the right client over and over and over again, you're going to have an idea as to how valuable that is to them, and to how confident you are in generating those results that you've promised, to then warrant the raising your rate, right? This is why specialization is really, really important as it relates to price and values, because if you start to deliver the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to get pretty good at delivering those results, which could mean that your clients could get the result faster, with more confidence, with more of a guarantee. And as you focus on it, you can get more efficient and lean in regards to how fast and efficiently you can get them to those results. You're going to be ironing out that process. And so as we specialize, right, we almost naturally end up following the trajectory of, we go from selling in time and materials to deliverables to outcomes and outputs. So where does that bring us? In our world right now, you do a lot of done-for-you work. That looks like projects. That looks like custom or bespoke. Done for you a lot of times will equate, not always, will equate to inputs. At least on some, either prospect and or the delivery person, the agency, is very much focused on this. Then we enter kind of the done with you world, where you have coaching, you have kind of high ticket consulting, training, and workshops. The delivery model is a little bit different. It's collaborative. You're in a room for 2 days. You're providing some content. These can be priced a couple different ways depending upon what you're selling. These could be deliverables. These could be value, outcome, or it could be a combination of, right? Hey, when we go through this process, you're going to have these things in place, which have a value. And if you implement them correctly following our strategies, the upside is this. So like if you follow our step-by-step, this system can create X over and over and over for you. And if you can convey that value, you can raise that price. So like our program, we have some deliverables, some sales automation, and some systems that you would have to eventually have paid someone to install in your business anyway, or create. We're going to drop those into your business. Functioning systems that operate 7-figure businesses from a lead acquisition and sales process perspective. So like there's a deliverable component. So when you're done working with us, you will have that system in place. But having it in place and utilizing it and getting the value that can come from running leads through it and adopting it and implementing, applying to your business is where the value starts to come in. And through our training and our framework, we can show you, hey, here's how you fill that pipeline. Here's how you package your stuff so that you can charge X, and here's how you're going to make X from that. So our delivery, like I think a lot of coaching and consulting programs, and you could possibly argue some courses, will be kind of either deliverables, value and outcomes and results, and or a combination of. And then you kind of have your DIY, which again, I think could be a combination. This could be your courses, your books, products you put in there, right? You can have those, which typically are going to, again, can be both deliverable and could also be outcome, right? If you follow my course, you're going to have the framework to do X, Y, Z, or you're going to set up the system, or if you do this, you can generate X dollars. So you can even do that with DIY as well. The fact that you're bringing in, I guess, even with done with you, if people are getting one-on-one access and stuff like that, yeah, there is a little bit of input. There is a little bit of, hey, you're getting access, you're getting time. But through the done with you model, it's usually not one-to-one, it's one-to-many. So it's more leveraged and profitable for you, but you have the ability to work with a lot of people and still be involved, which again, will justify you having, in many cases, and I'm speaking in a good amount of generalities here, raising the price up. So all that being said, if you're an agency owner and you're looking to package up your expertise, you have to look at these things as to, okay, well, even if I package it up, what are they actually getting? Are they getting specific deliverables? Is there an outcome or result? How can we take deliverables or inputs and time and materials and repackage them to help our clients get an outcome? That's very much a possibility. But here's kind of what I see, just what I see in the marketplace. A lot of our clients come to us and they are currently doing done for you services, that range project-wise anywhere from, $3K one time to, I've seen up to $50K, for a project. And or they try to sell a retainer and it's like $2,000 a month, retainer, which I'm going to do a whole separate video on my YouTube channel about the monthly recurring revenue ins and outs, because I think a lot of agencies get it wrong. I'm not going into that today, but oftentimes you'll see people charging somewhere around this, and I'll say sometimes this I see even go up to 5K for retainers as average. And then you move over to this done with you model, which is the training, the consulting, and you can get anywhere from 3 to front end. I'll kind of break this down. In the coaching and consulting world, you'll see a lot of people sell front end, and these are your 8 to 12 week experiences or courses with coaching, and these can range anywhere from 2K and up to commonly some cases 15K. And then you'll see the back end offer, which could be 6 months to, I've seen 15 plus months. And that can go anywhere from 2 to, I've seen 5K a month for that duration. So you kind of see that, 12 to, to 36 commonly, 36K plus for the total program, right? That's not like if you're talking to the gurus, right? The high ticket coaches and consultants, their programs are probably going to be somewhere in that ballpark. If you hop on the phone and they're not telling you the price, likely it's going to be one of those things. We're within these ranges as well, and you'll see that. Like, that's really common. And then you have your DIY courses, ballpark again, anywhere from $47 up to, I've seen $3,000 to $4,000 for courses that literally have no access whatsoever to a human being. Like, it's just online coursework. So again, I'm speaking in a lot of generalities, but if you look at kind of the industry and you're an agency owner or service provider and you're like, I want to package up my expertise into this thing. How do I price that with my services? Like, these are common areas where you're probably going to end up. You have to look at what are you actually delivering and how does that then put you into one of those sliding scales of on the low end or on the high end based on, is this purely deliverable based or is it deliverable and outcome, and the outcome has crazy upside and the likelihood is really high that they'll get it. That price is going to go up. And or in some cases, it's just, hey, you have a really big reputation and a lot of people want to work with you. And for that, you have a lot of authority and you can be on the higher scale as well. So do you need to figure out how much your fulfillment costs, whether you're doing done for you, done with you, or DIY? Yes, you have costs to acquire, you have costs to deliver. There's going to be, even if you're in a group program, like your coaching team or you yourself can only handle so many people on a given call where they're getting the appropriate experience. So you're going to have to say, okay, well, for each coach, they can handle X number of people and they're spending X hours. And so you can get down to a number of, it costs me X for every incremental person that comes into my program. And you obviously want to make sure that whatever you're charging is profitable.